Hello! Welcome back to History of Games, episode 12. Today we're going to talk about one of the most influential games ever. Ever. A game so important to home console gaming that even PC Master Race people bought a Nintendo just to get this game. Yeah. Those people. The Legend of Zelda. No, Mom! The main character is Link! You saved Zelda! Oh, I just figured because the game is called Legend of Zelda that you played as Zelda. No, Mom! You're Link! The Legend of Zelda takes place in the land of Hyrule. And for a time, it was good. But then... Ganon, the Prince of Darkness. Ooh, no, not that Prince of Darkness. Not that one. This one. Ganon. Ganon. A pigman? Pigman? The pigman. The pigman invaded Hyrule because we all can't have nice things. He then busts in, takes the Triforce of Power, and then bails. He's like, I'm out. I'm good. Just need this. Later, guys. The triangles of power. And guess what? It gives you, that's right, ding ding ding, power. So, to prevent Ganon from getting the Triforce of Wisdom, Princess Zelda karate chops that combo into 8 pieces, and then scatters it perfectly, just sprinkles it on Hyrule.
And so on and so on and so on.
And it goes into all the 8 super secret dungeons. And they're not just sticking on top of the dungeon like, oh hey, I found it. Oh, it's just in the sand. Just fell in my ice cream cone. No. It goes in the dungeon, behind the boss. She then gets kidnapped. But before that, or at the same time, she tells her nursemaid, Impa, to go find someone courageous enough, someone strong enough to save Hyrule. Simple enough. Just go find one person to save an entire land, to fight an army, to fight a superpowered Prince of Darkness. No, not that Prince of Darkness. This one. Yeah, that one. I'm sure Impa was like, oh great. Do you want anything else? You want some fries or nuggets? You want like a cure for all diseases or elixir of eternal life? While I'm out just finding that one person that could save the entire world? Great, yeah, it should be a breeze. Thanks. Appreciate it. But, coincidentally enough, she gets attacked. And guess who's just walking right the hell by? Mr. Link! No, mister! Just Link! And he saves her. He's like, hey, I'm Link. What's up? How you doing? Come here often? You do? Really? Okay. Yeah, I think I'll save this princess I've never met before. Know nothing about. In this land, I'm just kind of wandering through. I mean, I got some time before my flight, so yeah, I'll do it. What do I sign? You collect all the Triforce pieces. Rebuild the Triforce. It's a really hard puzzle because it's 3 triangles. After you rebuild the Triforce of Wisdom, get all your fun toys, your fancy arrows, go up to Death Mountain, kick the door, and you're like, hey, Mr. Pikmin! You fight Ganon. You beat Ganon. You save Zelda. I'm sure there's that one moment where you're holding both of the Triforce pieces and you're like, I could fuck up a lot of shit with this. But I'm Link, I'm a good boy. Here you go. Hyrule was restored to the peaceful land that it once was. Development. The game was produced by Shigeru Miyamoto. Miyamoto is a name we've all heard because he is Papa Mario, he's Papa Link. And the story and script was done by Takashi Tezuka. Development began in 1984 and was initially planned as one of the launch titles for the Family Computer Disk System in Japan. That name just runs off the tongue. Family Computer Disk System. Family Computer Disk System, and was released in 1986. About a little over a year later, it made its way to North America, and it was released on the Nintendo on cartridge form, and then way later, in 1994, the cartridge version was released in Japan for the Famicom. It was called the Hyrule Fantasy, The Legend of Zelda 1. Yet again, another name, and it just how fast rolls off the tongue. And this game was also re-released for just about every console. When the game was released in North America, there was actually a section of the box missing to show that the game had a gold cartridge. And then in 1992, they did a re-release of the game in the gray cartridge. So you do see both colors floating around. Gold gray, gold gray. I know we had the gold one, because we're so cool. Legend of Zelda sold over 6.5 million copies. It was the first original Nintendo game to sell 1 million. Pretty much every list, top games of all time, most influential games, this game is on it, one way or another. And it spawned 1 billion sequels. The first sequel that came out less than a year later was not people's favorite because they did a lot of things different, although it's my favorite personally. Not top favorite. My top 3 Zeldas, not that anyone cares. Link to the Past, Adventures of Link, I know, r/unpopular opinion, and Breath of the Wild. Yeah, even though I don't like any of the other Zelda 3D games. Yeah, I didn't like Ocarina. I didn't like the Blue Melody Potato of Time. Not a fan. Breath of the Wild was the first 3D Zelda game I liked. So, you control Link, and you move around. You go from dungeon to dungeon, collecting items and all the pieces, and fighting bosses and monsters, and finding secrets, and getting more items. Powering up, getting new stuff, better stuff, cooler stuff. And then you're finally strong enough to beat the big old piggy man. You initially start with a shield. Just a shield. That's it. No weapon. But in the first screen that you start on, there's a cave. We all know this cave. You go in that cave. Some dude just yells at you, "It's dangerous to go alone, take this!" And you're like, "Okay, Dad, stop yelling." He gives you a sword. Like, "Dad, why are you giving me a sword?" "It's dangerous, take this." And there's a reason why you don't start with the sword. Instead of just starting with the sword, Miyamoto wanted you to interact with people in the game. He wanted you to interact with people. He wanted you to explore, look for secrets. So, he started that like, oh, you go in the cave, you get a sword. Maybe if I go in another cave, I'll get 2 swords. And if I go in another cave, I'll get 4 swords. It was a clever way of making you explore. Initially, in Japan, you started with the sword, and people had a hard time, like, kind of navigating. So instead of dumbing the game down when they put it on cartridge, he just went for it. He was like, look in the rooms, look in the caves, look around, look for something. Anyone that bought the game and sent out the warranty card would automatically get added to the fan club, and they would get sent newsletters, and they had like little fun games on it, like crosswords and little jokes and stuff like that. But then they also had what people really wanted. They had little secrets for the games. They're like, hey, you do this right here, this happens. Oh my god, it's a secret. People like finding out secrets for a game that they're like, I don't know how to do anything. And by 1988, there was over 1 million people in this fan club. Nintendo of America used this and started Nintendo Power magazine. That's how it started. Because of a goddamn fan club. Another thing, Nintendo commercials were so few and far between, especially back then. Well, even now, do you see Nintendo? I don't watch TV. I don't. With the lack of frequent Nintendo commercials existing ever in these worlds, Nintendo made sure every single one was big. It was big, impactful.
When you decide to step up to this kind of power, it's serious. Now you're playing with power, superpower.
So they went for it. So their budgets were like reaching up to 5 million, which back then was a lot. Nowadays, people spend $1 million on a tank of gas. Got them. They were just expensive ass commercials. So you got results like this.
On your Nintendo Entertainment System.
Zelda! Which way to go? Good time. Pee hand. Reverse. Zelda, Zelda, Zelda.
The Legend of Zelda. A never-ending adventure new for your Nintendo Entertainment System.
Zelda!
Did you see the latest Nintendo newsletter?
Whoa, nice graphics. I'd like to get my hands on that game.
You mean you haven't played it yet? We can play it on my Nintendo Entertainment System. It's the Legend of Zelda, and it's really rad. Those creatures from Ganon are pretty bad. Octoroks, Tektites, Levers too. But with your help, our hero pulls through. Yeah, go Link, yeah, get Zelda. Awesome. Intense.
The Nintendo Entertainment System. Your parents help you hook it up. The Legend of Zelda sold separate.
Legend of Zelda is a great game that inspired other great games. And then other great companies to make also great games. So this gave birth to games like, of course, later Zeldas, but also other games like Soul Blazer, Seiken Densetsu. It was the beginning of the age. This game was a trailblazer for making non-linear games for your home console. Not even just making them possible, making them popular and fun and accessible, but still like challenging enough to make you want to play more, find out more. This game was truly a legend of Link. Zelda. No, Mom, you play as Link! But why is it legend of someone who gets captured? Blank stare. It just doesn't make sense. You're such a mom, you don't get things that are cool. Well, you're grounded, and you can't play your Link Zelda, Legend of Link or Zelda, whatever. I don't care. How about that? Thanks for watching. I'll see you jerks later.